guys. I don't have a ton of time, so thank you for bearing with me through this. I'm also a bit under the weather, so I've got some tea here, which I should have brought a spoon to stir it. So we'll see how that turns out. But the last time I was covering this issue, the ICE assassination, well, not assassination, but murder. I didn't even know the name of the victim. I didn't even know the name of the shooter. And since then, more information has come out, and we have also seen the right wing coalesce around the narrative that the DHS put out originally. So, more information has come out about the DHS, more information has come out about, like, Trump's initial reaction. He made that initial post saying that the ICE agent had been hit and run over. And at that time, he hadn't even seen the video. So we're going to get into this. Let's start off with everyone's favorite vice president, J.D. Vance. ICE speech. Let's just check it out. What do you have to say, J.D.? I stand with ICE. Great. Yeah. Take it away, boy.
I was actually walking out here. Somebody sent me a photo of a CNN.
Okay, can we get the full interview? We'll check this out later. Just 2 minutes. Okay, whatever. Let's just start it off with this.
Outside ICE headquarters in Minneapolis, the day began with more protests. The death of Renee Good has outraged a city already on edge under the biggest immigration crackdown in the country.
If you're going to deal with civilians, these are civilian protesters, you shouldn't be dressed like that.
They're taking people who are innocents and have families and lives, and even if they aren't citizens, they still deserve, like, humanity. No!
The footage of the shooting has been replayed millions of times, but like so much in this country, is being viewed through a political lens.
I think she is a victim of left-wing ideology. What young mother shows up and decides they're going to...
Conservative literally murders her. The conservative president of the United States and his vice president. She's a victim of the left wing. Yeah. The conservatives literally murder her, and they're blaming the victim for the people that they're trying to terrorize's ideology, I guess.
Throw their car in front of ICE officers who are enforcing legitimate law.
It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment.
On the street where Renee Good died, protesters were putting up barricades before nightfall.
Hey,
there's a very, very tense mood here. They don't want us here. You can maybe see on that sign it says...
Bro, there's going to be so many protests. I'm going to try to go to some more ones. We'll see if I get any other footage there or decide to live stream. I know Comrade Casey was thinking about going. Maybe we can try to link up. I was talking a bit to Nick Mercado from Mercado Media. He seems pretty chill, so I'd love to, like, meet him again. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more protests in Minneapolis.
Press, you're pointing the cameras at the wrong people. Film the fascists. This is just 4 blocks from where George Floyd was killed 5 years ago, that resulted in protests that went not just across this city, but across the country. It's certainly not as big today, but it's got that same feeling. In the depth of a Minnesota winter, the protests grind on, fueled by white-hot anger. Ben Knight, ABC News, Minneapolis.
Yeah, stay safe, people. And this is a great time to get involved in your local group. Sign up for DHS. Sign up with, try to find more of local protesting organizations, ICE Watch, so that you can watch ICE. And you're part of a group. You have a bit of a, you have a bit of a system in place for when you're engaging in ICE, so that you're not just there by yourself, because when you are unorganized, that is when it is the most dangerous for you. Okay.
I was actually walking out here. Somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline. I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well, that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack.
Bro, he's such a little snowflake. God damn, I keep saying ICE should change their name to snowflakes because that's what they are. Dude, you get fucking melted by a CNN article that just objectively states what happened? Well, that's one way to put it. Minnesota citizen gets killed by an ICE officer. I wouldn't have put it like that. ICE officer valiantly slays dangerous domestic terrorist that is running him down. What, is that what you're gonna say, JD? Is that the type of narrativization that is only acceptable for you?
Last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on the corporate. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well,
bro, I can't get over how bad his haircut is. His haircut is like if you transplanted someone from like the 1700s who was a politician into today. Like, it's so bad. Like, he's like a fucking actual rebel Civil War leader, like a sergeant that just decided to, or he's like a farm owner that's like, I'm gonna turn my farm into a defensive fort, and then everyone gets slain in his family because they're fucking too racist to let their slaves go.
that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media...
So the ICE agent who was terrorizing the city, like, guys, we need our mission here, and I can't stream for too long, unfortunately, this morning, but our mission here is to try to just analyze the type of propaganda that conservatives are using in this situation so that we can better refute it when that gets repeated to us in person and in the internet as they try to spread misinformation and spread lies about what occurred. So what he's saying is that this is an attack on the This was an attack, right? He says was an attack. But it wasn't an attack on the person who got murdered. It was an attack on the person who did the murder. That's what it was. The woman who was driving away after dropping off her 6-year-old child at school. And the woman who was waving violent thugs on to drive around her so that she can get home after dropping off her kid. She was the one that was doing the attack. So when those ICE agents all came out of their cars to try to violently rip her from her vehicle just because they decided that, I haven't cracked any skulls today, might as well assert some authority, make me feel like I'm doing something with my life and not just a miserable shell of a human being. When those people came out of their vehicles and started violently surrounding her vehicle, trying to rip her out of the car, and then when she tried to drive away for her own safety, because you have masked thugs that don't have any kind of oversight, they don't have any kind of accountability, when they came out of their vehicles to try to attack her, she tried to drive away to safety, and then they murdered her for it. So that, her trying to drive away to safety and not get fucking beaten and tortured by these people, that's an attack on her. That's an attack on law enforcement, and her getting murdered is an attack on the American people. So an American citizen that was threatening to be tortured and beaten and then was executed when they did not comply and did not just roll over for that torture and beating, that's an attack. Not the people that are doing the torturing and beating and the murdering. They're not doing the attacks. It's the victims that are doing the attacks. Like, we are just completely in 1984 territory. And I know this is trite. It's been said over and over, but they're just changing reality in front of our eyes and telling us to believe it.
By and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement...
The reporting of the story has been a disgrace. Also, these people have nothing. They can't argue on the merits of the case. So what does he do? He makes a quick assertion that actually the real attack was the woman in the Honda, right? The woman in the Honda trying to drive home. That was the real attack. He makes a quick assertion, doesn't spend any time on it to defend it, and he immediately starts attacking the media over it. So it's not going to be, we're not going to argue this on the case. It's even if you have the sheer audacity to even question our narrative, then you are putting law enforcement in danger. Like, completely backwards. But that's what you have here. And this is why, like, even a lot of conservatives are like, man, like, I voted for Trump, but this is nuts. Like, there are people who are swing voters that are super political that are like, oh yeah, I'm into Trump, and they're generally pro law enforcement. But even this are like, yeah, she wasn't attacking the cop. Like, the worst I've heard is, oh, it's so dumb to drive away when there's ICE agents coming at you. Like, you should follow them. But I don't know. I haven't heard anyone defending this in person.
Enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months.
He nearly had his life ended. Oh, okay. So why was he back on the job? That gives him a right to murder someone when he sees cars. The guy that, like, so if you get hit by a car, what, you can just, like, shoot anyone that's driving a car towards you? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I have a trigger warning of cars. That's my trigger warning. My trigger warning is cars. So if you drive a car around me, there's a high likelihood that I will kill you with my gun.
And it puts our law enforcement off, because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people. The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended.
Why the fuck would that be in the headline? I'm sorry. Like, I know this is petty, but why would they write, like, the details of what happened 7 months ago that are insanely irrelevant to today's case? Why would that be in the fucking headline of the article? Did you read the article, JD? Oh my god.
Dragged by a car 6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile?
Well, why? Dude, this is so fucking funny. So the guy got dragged 30 feet by a car, whatever, 6 months ago. And what does he do? He walks in front of a fucking moving car. Yeah. Oh, he has a trigger warning about cars? No, he doesn't. He literally was on his phone in front of a moving fucking car. What do you mean? If you would think that if he was this sensitive flower, that's actually, he's just a softie on the inside, and he's like still shaken up about it. I put on this tough exterior, but I'm still not over the harrowing experience of getting dragged by a vehicle. You'd think if that was the case, he wouldn't fucking walk in front of the car. He wouldn't be like, I'm going to use Palantir facial recognition on this person so I can go and dox her later. Oh, wait a second. She's trying to drive away. Better fucking murder her. Switching from your... dude, holy fuck, dude. Like, oh, he's just shaking in his boots, and so that's why he panicked when he saw the car driving. He didn't fucking panic when he walked in front of the moving car. It's just... And when she started to not listen to them, that's when he fucking freaked out and is like, no, you're not getting away. I'm going to end your fucking life. This was a vindictive killing. That's what this was. This guy wanted to make her life horrible. His fucking little facial recognition app probably didn't load all the way yet. And so then he pulled his gun out and he murdered her.
What that headline leaves out is that woman was there to interfere with a legitimate law enforcement operation.
No, she wasn't. Why? Like, you have not done a single investigation about this. You're just lying. This is a lie. Also, the fact that she was there to watch ICE is not an interference with ICE operations. She wasn't there to watch ICE. Even if she was there to watch ICE, she wasn't interfering. Anyone who's saying that she was blocking the road is lying to you. She was not blocking their access. She was on a third of the road, leaving 2/3 of the road for ICE to get around her. When she was murdered, she was literally waving ICE to go around her because there was a massive gap for them to get around her and drive away. Dude, oh, holy shit. Another lie, this is another lie.
In the United States of America. What that headline leaves out is that woman had...
I love how he keeps saying it's a headline. Like, dude, did you read the article? It's a fucking headline. It's not supposed to give you all of the information. It's supposed to get you to read the article. Also, this headline wasn't even that bad. It's like they barely narrativized it at all. Like, Minneapolis people angry that ICE killed a person.
as part of a broader left-wing network to attack, to dox, to assault.
I wish it was a left-wing network. Dude, I'm so funny. Like, if these conservatives get this triggered over liberal media barely reporting the facts straight, imagine if there were actually left-wing networks that not only reported the facts, but like made a concerted effort to push left-wing propaganda. They would lose their fucking minds. It would be like it'd be like that scene in Smiling Friends when Glep gets Caesar to kill himself. Like Caesar would just lose his fucking mind and jump out the window. That's what these guys would get. Oh my god, if they saw real left-wing media, like JD Vance wouldn't be able to, he wouldn't know what to do with himself.
And to make it impossible for our ICE officers to do their job. If the media wants to tell the truth, they ought to tell the truth that a group of...
Bro, his nose, I didn't even notice that.
Left-wing radicals have been working tirelessly, sometimes using domestic
Tirelessly?
terror techniques to try to make it impossible for the President of the United States to do what the American people elected him to do, which is enforce our immigration laws. The President stands with ICE.
That's not what ICE is doing. They are not enforcing our immigration laws. They are doing terrorism. If you ever get like into an argument and they're like, well, ICE is just there to enforce the law, man. So like, you should just let them do their job. They're not there to enforce the law. They're there to make sure that minority controlled businesses are shut down. They're there to harass minority people. They're there to harass liberal people. There's a reason why Donald Trump has been using ICE to target like liberal cities and sanctuary cities. Is not there to enforce our immigration laws, because if they were actually doing that, they'd be going through like the documentation and allowing our system to work. They don't show up at courthouses and arrest people after their asylum hearings to enforce our immigration laws. They do that to spread terror and to do a to give America the shine of a racist state. That's what ICE is for. When people living in America feel like America's too racist for me to remain here, or when people that are living in horrible situations in their own countries that are not America feel like their situation is too unbearable to remain in their home country and are thinking about either immigrating to America or trying to seek asylum in America, Donald Trump and JD Vance and all of these white supremacists want those people to think twice about wanting to go to America. And how are they doing that? By making America into a racist state. So this has nothing to do with immigration law enforcement, and it has everything to do with white supremacy and creating a white ethno-state. That is the point of ICE, terrorizing minority groups. That's the point of it. And if you can kill a few white liberals along the way and make the white liberals more quiet and less resistant about ICE, all the better for you. And that's why these people are, from the very top, from the president to everyone in the president's administration, all the way down to like the FBI agents and the other ICE agents and the people on the ground that aren't in ICE but wish they were, because they're also white supremacists. All of this. If you can't defend ICE murdering a citizen, then your whole project is going to be kaput. Because these people know that at the end of the day, ICE is going to need to be able to murder citizens. That's what they're going to need to do. If they want to get their white supremacist state, their white ethno state that they're all desperately clamoring for, murdering citizens is a prerequisite to that. And so I think that they see this as a first test where it's a completely unjustified murder of an innocent bystander. And they see this as a test. If they can overcome this, we're fucked. If ICE can get away with murdering someone in cold blood like this, where it's clearly not self-defense, like they're saying, oh, he was shook because he had a trigger warning of cars driving from 6 months ago. Like, look at this reach that they're doing. He's not even arguing that it's self-defense. He's like, well, he was just a scared little boy. He was just the birthday boy, and when the car drove away, he thought he saw some candles and decided to shoot them out. Like, it's a ridiculous defense for what's going on, but they're trying to defend it nonetheless, because if they can get away with this, they can get away with anything.
I stand with ICE.
I stand with ICE. Go stand on some ice, bro. Go stand on some fucking ice. I want to see you faceplant.
Stand with all of our law enforcement officers. And part of that is recognizing that you people in the media, not everybody in this room, but many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before, and everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is...
By the way, shooting someone when they're trying to ram you with their car does nothing. Like, unless you have a fucking sniper rifle and you can take them out before they take 3 or 4 turns to get to you. If they're in front of you and you have a pistol and you kill them, their car's still going to hit you. So no, like, on its face, this doesn't make any sense. You don't defend yourself by shooting someone if they're trying to ram you with their car. This is basic training. You don't, if they're trying to hit you with a car, you don't defend yourself by shooting them. You defend yourself by getting the fuck out of the way.
Some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer...
No, she was actually dropping off her fucking kid, bro. God damn, he's such a jackass.
...shot at her. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I was actually
we should be ashamed by ourselves.
Bro, oh my god, I saw a headline and
it was like absolutely ridiculous. Okay.
We are tracking new developments in the deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis. New York Times reporting a surge of federal agents is expected through this weekend.
Bro, he's got a paintball gun. Look at these chuds, dude. Holy shit.
This as Minnesota's rolling...
Look it up. They're all jostling together. They're like cattle when they get scared. We gotta form a defensive circle. Oh my god, there's a lot of Somalis around here. I saw a YouTube video about them and it said they're all violent.
The investigation is changing.
Yeah, we have team coverage for you this morning. First, though, let's get to Audrey Russo with those new developments. Good morning, Audrey.
Now, first and foremost, I want to say that state and local lawmakers are actually going to be demanding that the FBI provide more transparency and cooperation in this investigation. They're going to be doing that at 9 o'clock this morning here at Minneapolis at City Hall behind me. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension says that the FBI has shut the agency out of the investigation into the shooting death of Renee Good. And when you look at this video, you're going to see the early stages of the investigation as the scene was getting processed on Wednesday. Federal and local law enforcement initially said that they would work together. But in the last 24 hours, the BCA says it was notified it would no longer have access to the evidence and the witness interviews, the case files. All of this comes as Vice President J.D. Vance told reporters that ICE agents have absolute protection from state charges, something legal experts...
ICE agents have absolute protections from state charges. All right. Can't wait for this fucking constitutional crisis to hit.
...dispute.
The idea that a local official can actually prosecute a federal official with absolute immunity, I've never seen anything like that.
The vice president is wrong. There are claims in some cases of federal immunity. I do not believe that would apply in this case.
Great analysis from the news.
The word absolute in absolute immunity that's being disputed here, but it is worth noting that federal agents do have some legal protections. It would come down to a judge determining whether or not an ICE agent acted reasonably within the bounds of their federal duties. Back to you.
Bro, this is so fucking tragic. But of course, like, who could have not predicted this? Oh, Jacob Fry's on Brian Tyler Cohen. Revenge of the Liberals. That's what you're seeing right here. They should title this video. Yeah, I mean, guys, the state would actually do a proper investigation. and the state is beholden to a different set of interests that federal organizations are. So the FBI and any kind of internal review is going to be a complete joke. The FBI started this investigation. They took it over on request of the U.S. Attorney General. They took over the case on request of the Trump administration. That's what they're doing, and so they're beholden to the Trump administration. If the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension was to do this investigation, they would actually do a proper investigation because they're beholden to the actual constituents of Minnesota. They're beholden to the people who have a stake in this. The Trump administration have a stake in making sure that their ICE officer who did the murder gets away with it. Like, there's something that I keep thinking of since this whole situation on Wednesday, how Donald Trump said he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. And you're seeing that right now. Trump didn't physically pull the trigger, but he did everything but that. He set up the agency. He gave them the mandate that is eventually going to lead to this type of violence. He's stacked the courts, stacked the federal agencies to allow for this, and this is the end result of that. So make no mistake, Trump might have not pulled the trigger, but this murder is squarely on his shoulders. Very, very dark to see. All right, so we're going to look at Kristi Noem's press conference now. Some maize to spray. All right, Kristi Noem, what you got for me, girl?
Over 1,500 criminals off of the streets. Our law enforcement has arrested murderers, known and suspected terrorists, child pedophiles, and other brutal criminals that were protected here in this city. We should all work together to protect our citizens. We should all protect the men and the women and the families who live here in Minneapolis, who live in Minnesota, and live throughout this entire country. I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank you for focusing on the important work that our federal officers do and make sure that we're focused on the priorities of this country, and that's making sure that we're keeping people safe. With that, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Secretary, no, Mayor Fry called the claims of self-defense BS. How do you respond to that?
I say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's very clear that this...
I had to shoot my dog in self-defense. If anyone knows about self-defense, it's me. My dog Cricket, he was a menace. He was staring at me menacingly, and I had to put him down. I know a lot of things about self-defense.
Individual.
Dude, I just can't wait for them to break this. I can't wait for them to break this excuse out. And Kristi Noem is like, I had to struggle with a violent dog 3 years ago, and so if anyone comes at me with a dog, I will execute him. Watch out for that. Some fucking fat ICE officer. I struggled trying to get off the toilet like 3 months ago, and so if I see anyone taking a shit, that's a triggering for me, and I'm gonna murder them. Dude, it's so fucking funny. I mean, it would be funny if it wasn't literally life or death. If it wasn't a life or death situation.
Was harassing and impeding law enforcement operations. Our officer followed his training, did exactly what he's been taught to do in that situation, and took actions to defend.
No, he did it. No, he did it. Dude, what fucking law enforcement training are you giving these people where you're like, yeah, stand in front of a moving vehicle. That's great training. Yeah, you know this vehicle that's driving around? Let's all get out of our cars and, like, stand in front of it.
Defend himself and defend his fellow law enforcement officers.
You know, it was very triggering for his fellow law enforcement officers to watch him getting dragged by the car. So he was defending their sensibilities so they didn't have to go through that again. Dude, I just can't get over these guys, man. This is like the group at the high school reunion that you don't want to be a part of. Like the fucking corner of the gymnasium that just smells like cheap whiskey and divorced tears. That's what you're getting here.
The officer was hit by the vehicle. She hit him. He went to the hospital. A doctor did treat him. He has been released.
Oh, he was released. Okay, well, that was a miraculous recovery, getting ran over by a vehicle and getting released in the same day. Wow, that's awesome.
But he's going to spend some time with his family.
Yeah, the DHS manual specifically states don't get in front of a fucking vehicle. Approach it at like an L position or an L formation so that they don't hit you.
I can't, but the FBI will continue the investigation and release more facts when it's appropriate. No, we're following the standard protocol procedures we do in situations like this. When there's an officer-involved shooting, we make sure that we get the facts and that we are getting the statements from everybody involved and make sure that investigators are handling the decisions. No, we're still out on the streets doing our work to get dangerous criminals
off. The guy that did the murder is still out on the streets doing their work. That's what they're saying. And I guarantee you, that guy was completely fine. The only reason he went to the hospital is because his sergeant or his commanding officer or whatever is like, yo, you gotta go to the hospital to make it look like this was in self-defense, to make it look like you actually got hurt by that car. Because, dude, if he was fucking hurt, I mean, I saw that guy waddling around the scene afterwards. He's not walking any more than he has to. If he's hurt, you think he's actually gonna get up and walk around? No, he's gonna pull the finest soccer performance that you've ever seen, when he's on the ground, caterwauling in agony. But no, he didn't. He's completely fine. He's back on the streets, and he's probably gonna murder someone again.
Off of the streets of Minneapolis.
Yeah, Jonathan Ross. Thank you, Meowts.
You know, Tim and I have known each other for years. We served in Congress together. We both ran for governor the same year and have served as governor at the same times. So we were colleagues, and we discussed what happened here today. We have two very different viewpoints of it. I talked specifically about the fact that we have laws; they need to be enforced. And
that's why the guy who did the murder should go to prison.
Knows that I believe sanctuary policies have protected criminals and placed a priority of them over the citizens.
No, they haven't. That's actually insane. When we're talking about sanctuary policies, sanctuary cities have the policy of not working with immigration enforcement. And that specifically is not helping them do their operations. Well, I guess it can take on different forms in different cities. In Minneapolis, the Minneapolis police do not work with operation enforcement. They do not go with their, they do not help them and do their operations. They do not give them any kind of information because they don't keep information about immigration enforcement because it's not the police's job to do that. Doing that type of policy where you don't work with immigration actually helps the police department be a more effective police department because the people that may or may not be there with the correct documentation feel like they can trust the police more. If you have a group of the population that feels like they cannot trust the police, that is just objectively going to create more crime. If you feel like you can't work with the authorities to help you solve your crime, then there's going to be more crime being done. So, no, sanctuary city policies are objectively the correct policy to have if you want to keep crime at a low. So it's these people's job to actually do the immigration enforcement, and going through cities and harassing brown people, racially profiling people, that's not doing proper immigration law enforcement.
That live here, and he knows we'll continue to do our work, and I encouraged him to work with us. We've never had a cooperative arrangement with law enforcement here. Whenever we've done investigations, whenever we've done police work, when we've been doing what we can to bring people to justice for the crimes that they commit, we haven't had the cooperation.
Oh yeah, I think you're right, Sue. Soul, is it Sue Life or Soul Ife? I don't know. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like, it's going to look, it's not only is it going to give people better public opinion of the guy, oh, he went to the hospital, wow, then it must be really serious. It's also going to help his case at the end of the day. Okay, guys, we don't have too much more time. We need to go to the moldy man himself, the biggest lolcow of the internet. Actually, he's not really the biggest lolcow of the internet. He's just like a disgusting human being. Asmongold. It's time to talk. What the fuck? He started a podcast? Okay, where? Let me just find the clip. Asmongold defends ICE murder clip. Ugh.
You can see right there, she's moving forward, and he had to.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. This is. Alright.
There's Baldy. All right, let's go.
Good afternoon. Today I'm joined by Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson, Colonel.
Dude, Asmongold calling someone else Baldy? Are you kidding me? Soul Life? Okay. Okay. Dude, his videos are just so long. But I guess he's just watching the news, but where was it when he actually like reacted to the shooting? This got serious, is that?
It's learning time. Yeah.
Thank you. Great. Well, good afternoon, everybody. And I want to echo some of what Carolyn said about what we're doing to combat.
I mean, Asmongold is truly the most chair react guy ever. Put the absolute fuck. Where? Bro. Hassan has lost his mind. Is it this? Is it this? I'm sorry, guys. This is something insane. Dude, his video titles are so cryptic. I might just have to find the clip myself.
In this video, a cancer patient living through the Berlin blackout.
Okay. What's this?
It's pretty sad for me to see so many people that are dishonest, but you know, at the end of the day,
bro, like he's doing the same thing as JD Vance. Wow, these dishonest people are really just spreading lies in the media. You can't say that this wasn't I mean, the guy got dragged by a car 6 months ago, so he has to murder people that drive cars, because otherwise he'll get triggered. Sorry, I'll let you see the Rat King. There you go.
Right? I mean, I'll show you guys.
What are you talking about, bro? He's right there. Yeah, you paused it when you couldn't see him because she was reverse. Like, dude, cars change position when they go in reverse. We're all learning together. Oh, what happened to you can't even see the third guy. You can't even see him.
He had.
Okay, sorry. I'm so fucking triggered. I'm stopping it at everything that he's saying. I'm gonna let it play out a little bit.
To move out of the way. It's pretty sad.
Like, dude, he's like, he had to move out of the way. Oh, interesting. So then he wasn't in front of the car when she was driving away, and he was actually on the side of the car when he fucking shot her. Dude, like, the fucking self-defense conversation, that argument's insane. Even Asmongold, he said he had to move out of the way. He moves out of the way, the car's driving, and then he shoots her. Okay. Oh, interesting. So he wasn't in front of the car when he fired the bullets. Oh! All right, little rat boy, let's go. Come on, play it.
Sad for me to see so many people that are dishonest, but...
Sad for me to see so many people that are dishonest, but let me be dishonest here for a second. Fuck.
You know, at the end of the day, right? I mean, I'll show you guys the video, right? I see her spinning her wheels forward. Right there. You're trying to run over that officer. You are.
Dude, what are you talking about, bro? It's an icy road. She's trying to turn, like, her tires also turn. Come on, play it. Play the video then.
She doesn't give a fuck. Protesters won't let ICE leave, throwing...
Oh, and then they're done. And then he's done. He's done with the video analysis. See, she tried to run him over. He was out of the way. He moved out of the way and then started shooting her in the fucking head. But she tried to run him over. All right. What do we got here?
That shit? Well, hey, maybe they shouldn't be in front of the car. The thing is that...
Oh, well, hey, maybe they shouldn't be in front of the car.
I can't with these people trying to call this a murder and all that shit. Well, hey, maybe they shouldn't be in front of the car. The thing is that you're never going to convince these people that it's not, okay? Like, it doesn't matter. The only thing you have to do is crush them. You crush them completely. You never go, like, after you say, basically after you run one of them over, right? Or you shoot one of them for trying to run you over.
What, after you run one of them over? Oh, so you're in favor of the woman killing the ICE officers then. Keep in mind, people, these fascists only care about power, right? When it is Hassan getting harassed in Ireland by a guy that yells "Free Kaya," the guy that did the harassing is in Hassan's favor because Hassan didn't punch him in the face and knock him out and then curb stomp him and murder him. When it's Clavicular running over a guy who's stalking him, Clavicular's in the right because he used his cyber truck to murder someone, or attempted murder. When a counter protester, when a right-wing provocateur runs people over in Florida, killing a few people and injuring dozens of people, he's in the right because he not only agrees with Asmongold's ideology, but he used his power to dominate and crush people with his car. But when it's a liberal white woman in Minneapolis, and we don't even know her politics, but you can safely assume she's a liberal if she's living in Minneapolis, and she almost runs over an ICE agent. Well, the ICE agent is the one that did the more powerful thing and murdered her at the end of the day. These people only care about power. In this clip, Asmongold is quite literally saying that he does not care about putting forth an argument and only cares about, oh, well, the people in power are the ones that are the most powerful, and they're the ones that are in the right. He's not even saying that you're in the right. He's just like, we're done. The time for talking is over. The time for murder is now. Like, dude, he's like a Warhammer character come to life.
Over, then you victory lap around it, and you send in more people, and you do it even more. That's the only solution. That you're never going to win these people over. You're never going to explain it to them. You're never going to be like, oh, well, why won't you see my point of view? Because they don't want to. Why not just shoot the tires? So that way you make the car unsafe and some other innocent bystander can get hurt indiscriminately because the person didn't follow the law? No, bro, you shoot them right...
What? What the fuck? You make the car unsafe? Bro, they murdered her. And then the car drove another like 50 feet until it smashed into something else. Oh, they made the car unsafe by shooting the tires. Holy fuck, dude. Holy, how can he say that? When you fucking shoot someone in a car, that makes the car unsafe. Because there's no one controlling the car anymore.
In the fucking face. They said to stop the car. They said not to do this. They said to get out. And she's walking around, driving around. What are you talking about? Absolutely not. You shoot him right in the fucking head. That's it. Aim for the legs. Yeah, bro. Aim for the legs. Oh my God. Some of these people not thinking about this at all, bro. In a vehicle from what I saw. I mean, barely, maybe. He barely got away. And yeah, he pulled the gun on her and he shot her. Yeah, the thing is, like, how is it even that close? Like, even if you think that, like, that's what happened, what are you talking about? They told her to get out of the car. She almost ran him.
They also told her to leave.
Over. Are you going to expect somebody to make, you know, a decision like that in 1/10 of a second when...
Yeah, 1/10 of a second is not that much, like, it's not that short of an amount of time when you're talking about, like, killing someone. Also, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? She was out of the way when he decided to pull the trigger and shoot her in the fucking head, man. Like, this is a decision that he made in the safety of, oh, the car's driving away from me, and I'm gonna still shoot her.
Whenever somebody's, like, actively basically trying to run him over. If somebody did this to an average person and they shot him, I'd say rip bozo. The fact is, this is just what happens. They told her to get out of the car. Did she get out of the car?
If someone did this to a random person and they shot him, I'd say rip bozo. Yeah, no, he wouldn't. So, like, what? He's in favor of Clavicular getting murdered then? Like, if that guy had a gun on him and shot Clavicular because Clavicular was driving his car at him? Like, it's completely ridiculous. It's just, oh, I love fascism. Please let me lick your boot harder, daddy.
Or no, she didn't. She did something that, I mean, I looked at it, it seemed like to me that, yeah, it's somebody trying to run over a police officer, number one. And number two, she disobeyed a direct order. And who knows what somebody like that is going to do. And this is a big issue.
Sorry, don't listen to orders from thugs. All right, guys, I gotta go. That was just a taste of Right Wing Watch. There's a lot of shit. We gotta get into it. But I will be doing that later. So either tomorrow or later tonight. But I might be going to some protests tonight. So, yeah. Peace. Everyone, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. If you can, follow. If you can, observe ICE, follow them. But make sure you're doing it in a safe way because these people will kill you. And there are other things they can do even if they don't kill you. So, sorry to leave it on a sour note, but we are in sour times. Everyone, stay safe and have a great rest of your day. I am out of here.